Hello friends, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. It's time for the ripple effect. That's right, the ripple effect. New idea, because when someone signs for a club, there is a ripple effect. And I'm not going to go ripple effect every time, but I know it's going to be in your mind for the rest of the week. So apologies for that, and apologies if you've just eaten as well and you saw me do this. The ripple effect. I want to talk about a player that could be going to Arsenal, and if I may, something is happening here because Arsenal are making some really, really strong moves. And I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you've got to be excited about the profile of these players. Now, let's head over to the boy Romano, who has said this. Manchester City, internal decision, Alexander Zinchenko can leave, and he said Lacazette there, leave the club. Arsenal are prepared to submit an official proposal. That's always been the team that he's been linked with. Was linked with Everton for a second, but that felt like, you know, pie in the sky kind of stuff. Ake all of a sudden is going to be staying there despite agreeing personal terms with Chelsea. But forget Chelsea right now. I guess the important thing here is Arsenal, and what a signing this will be if you can get him for 20-25 million. And the reason why he's so important, and we were talking about it on the video that we did recently, there's two videos actually worth watching that kind of link in with this. First of all, the transfer window so far ranking video that we did earlier in the week. I've put together, Kai, my boy, has put together this database which looks at the lineups, but also looks at the sort of weaknesses that we've got for different teams in the Premier League, right? And when we look at Arsenal, to bring in Zinchenko, you sort out two areas of the pitch. The left-back position, which no one is talking about, but Tierney gets injured every single season. I know he's brilliant, but he's not always there. And when you lose him, there's a massive hole there. Tavares is not good enough, certainly defensively. And so you need someone else. So to bring in Zinchenko, just for that alone, it's competition for Tierney, really. And if you wanted to, for some reason, play a back three, Tierney becomes another option. Just so many options there. But in midfield, to play him here, and like some fans might not have seen him play in that position that much. I've seen him play there for the Ukraine. And he's obviously captain of Ukraine as well. And this is what I like. The profile of the players that Arsenal are linked with. They're players that have got a little bit of experience, sure. They're players that want to make a statement, have Premier League experience. And Zinchenko in particular, I just think he is a leader. I think he obviously has got a bit of a baby face, but you can see that when he plays for the Ukraine, he steps up and plays in midfield with like real quality leadership, wants to get on the ball, wants to make things happen. And I think him going into this Arsenal side that is young, vibrant, wants to prove a point. I just think it's a huge signing. But of course, what is the ripple effect of that? That's what we're going to dive into in this. If you can think of any other sort of ripple effects, get them in the comments down below. We can look at them, and I promise I will stop doing the ripple effect thing. But also, if you enjoy this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, like I say, really love that in terms of if Zinchenko comes through the door. You've got two areas sorted out, in my opinion, with a player that's got something to prove. And another video that I was talking about, there was two videos. The other one about Gabriel Jesus, the big question about him was, going from Man City, where he wasn't the big fish, to Arsenal, where he is the big fish. What are we going to see? And I actually think with both of them, I think you've got the right personalities. And importantly, you've got a coach that knows them. And I think that's a really exciting thing. So I really do believe something's happening here when it comes to Arsenal. I think they should be really pleased with the business that they've done so far. Of course, ripple effect. So what happens now? I think the next thing that happens is that Man City will look to go and get Cucarella. And of course, then the ripple effect of that is, what do Brighton do? So Man City, I think we know what's going to happen there. And in Cucarella, I think you've got a really exciting player here as well. What's great about him is just so good going forward, but was also able to play as that left-sided centre-back, something that's probably not touched on that much. When you think of Man City and him going into that team, what he would be able to do is provide that ability to, you know, be an elbow defence and let Cancelo go on that right-hand side and go really high up. Or if he's not available, then he can be that replacement on that left-hand side and be that player who plays really high up. Progressive passes in the top 13% of the top 5 leagues, playing for Brighton, a mid-table team. Really strong. Passes attempted as well. Really strong. Was so involved for Brighton last year. He would be a really good signing. So the ripple effect of Zinchenko moving to Arsenal would be that Cucarella makes his way to Man City for a great price. The next stop, of course, then on the ripple effect is Brighton. And what do Brighton do? And it's one of those, there's a few clubs that I've spoken about it before as well. Brighton, Brentford, they go and get these sort of gems from kind of nowhere. And they make it work. So you're guessing a little bit. You're shooting in the dark. Is that Samism? Let me know in the comments below. But there are a couple of players that I think could be good options. We'll talk about the links as well. First of all, Juan Miranda from Real Betis. If you do have a second, go on YouTube and just search his penalty to win the Copa del Rey recently for Real Betis. I think there's one that's to Titanic music. It's fantastic. What's really good about him is that he is similar to Cucarella. He's got a nice bit of size about him. 6'1", can play left back, left wing back, left-sided centre back as well. And he played 13 times for Betis last year, but has played for Spain at youth level. He signed on a free contract last year as well. And it's one of those, I think for any player, Brighton are going to want to bring in a player that can be improved by Graham Potter. And I think someone like Miranda, with that, that great tutelage that Spanish players have, technically he's strong enough to play for Brighton, to develop and to do well. And as I say, is probably not as good going forward as Cucarella. But I think that's the next question for Potter, is that does he kind of go and focus on allowing Lamptey to get forward and you bring someone in on the other side a little bit? Another quick option as well, someone who I really, really like, who's improved a lot recently, can play centre-back as well, offers great size as well, is Zaido Sanusi. You might have seen him play against Man City, I think last season in the Champions League, plays for Porto. Having played as a left-back for Porto all season, again, what I really, really like about him is the sort of tenacity that he has going backwards, actually. Where often, with a lot of his highlights, if you have a look at it, he actually makes some really great tackles in the centre of the pitch. And with Basuma leaving, to have someone like that who can be great going forward, puts in a good cross as well, and kind of knows the space and less so a dribbler, more so someone who kind of attacks the space quickly, which might be a bit difficult because Brighton like to keep a hold of the ball. But you've got someone there who, if you are looking to sort of get back quickly, because a lot of teams get hurt in transition, then the great thing about someone like Sanusi is that he comes back and makes some really, really fantastic challenges. Miranda is a little bit different in the fact that he's maybe a little bit more careful and then reads the play and goes and wins the ball that way. But either way, for a team like Brighton, there's moments where you want to go at teams, and then there's moments where you want to be that little bit more careful, which is why Cucarella was such a great player for Brighton if he does leave. In terms of transfer links so far, the main one is Tagliafico. He's a bit more of a pure left back, so it would be a change. And I think, again, to have both fullbacks bombing on, that midfield's got to be really, really good and really solid. And losing Basuma, I think, is a bit of a loss at the moment. The replacement hasn't truly been found as of yet. So someone who's also 30 as well, is it one where Brighton don't want to do that, or they want to kind of enjoy the niche of taking someone like that, someone who they might not get normally, but he is that pure left back, so it's that little bit different. So those are the links. There's clearly a ripple effect here. It will fall on Brighton, but Brighton will then dip in to the market and I'm sure find someone that works for them. As I said, let me know if you enjoy this idea of this ripple effect. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as of yet, and importantly, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. I'll see you next time.